Watch expressions are Unison's answer to the REPL. If you've ever needed to quickly evaluate a snippet of code while debugging, putting a code snippet in a watch expression is a quick way to verify behavior. They're created directly in a Scratch file in your IDE, starting with the right caret symbol. Everything you've written in your file and the project you're working on is in scope for you to use in your expression. Save the file, and you should see the result of evaluating the watch expression in the UCM console. So, at a high level, that's what watch expressions are for, but I thought I'd show you how they can be used in practice, solving a real issue. I'll also share some insights as caveats at the end. I'm here in this parsing library, and one of our community members noticed some surprising behavior in the README example. This example was meant to parse a string with matching nested parentheses into a tree data structure, but now we see the parser returns an error. This parser is pretty simple. It's broken down into two cases, the branches, which are the parentheses, and the leaves, which contain a single word. Let's start with checking the leaf case in watch expression, since the branches parser is our recursive case, and that would introduce other complexity when debugging. Okay, drilling down into this parser. Take alphanum1 is just a parser that's consuming letters and numbers. Let's check token. Token runs a parser and then tries to skip whitespace, returning the result. I have a theory that the issue is in the skip whitespace parser. Skip whitespace just calls skip while, so we'll test that one directly in a watch expression. Skip while is really behaving more like skip while one or more. There's a variety of ways to handle that, but looking at the skip while function, I think what I'll do is wrap the take pattern call in the parse.optional function. If the parser fails, the failure will get wrapped in the none case. In both cases, we'll just return unit. A couple of caveats. Watch expressions need to be pure. That means expressions that have an ability in the return type of their signature cannot be run in a watch expression. Let's say I wanted to use a different parser handler. The parser.runOrRaise handler here can throw an exception. If we try and run this in a watch expression, we'll see the UCM report a failure. Most abilities have a handler that can be interpreted into a regular data type. In our example, we used a parser handler that returned an either. Caveat 2. Watch expressions are cached. The result of a watch expression is cached if nothing in the code has been changed between runs. Normally, that's a cool property of Unison's content address codebase, but if you've got a debug.trace statement to help see some element of the code path, you might be surprised when it disappears after one run. Enter debug.clearCache to clear your watch expression cache, and you should see your trace statements again. Caveat 3. Watch expressions cannot perform I/O. Expressions that perform I/O can't really be cached, and we wouldn't want to potentially run a computationally expensive expression every time you saved your file. If you want to quickly evaluate something that performs I/O, it's best to write a main function. It can be named anything, it can be temporary, and then you can explicitly call it in the UCM with the run command. Give watch expressions a try the next time you're prototyping or debugging something in Unison.